I'm really wondering whether sex operations are ethical and whether they should be allowed in the first place. Because people are so fickle that they might think, look, oh, I feel like we go with this thing right now. And then a couple of times down the road they regret it. I recall some guy thought that he wanted a sex exchange thing. He wanted to cut off his penis and got himself a vagina. And he joined some Christian church down the road and then discovered that, oh man, I cut off my thing. I wanted that, but I was too late. Things like this could lead to suicide, where people have made some very irreversible changes. Like today, you see people doing men wear earring and men do their eyelashes and their nails. Now men are trying to be beautiful, and this is so ridiculous. Nature had given us, and society had given us certain roles that will militate against us being protein, because you got to do the mechanics, you got to do the street working street with all the corn in your hand. And I remember when the start men started looking at the face of mirrors and their wheels were getting vain and playing girl and all that. I mean, somebody has been working to support society. And so this sex operation business here, it's just a mess. Because I don't think that they will give a guy a big enough cavity to handle some of these men they have out there. Some explorers, like Christopher Columbus and Ponce de Leon, and so Walter Raleigh. Some of these bad explorers, they want to go over, see dragging all over the ocean, and they'll tear up the place, you know what I mean? You have people who are the voice coach and give mannerism coach for a guy. Here's this guy who's married, and he has a whole bunch of kids, and now he's saying, I think I'm a girl, what a vagina. Going to take the estrogen, going to bust and everything else. This thing is so ridiculous. Anyway, I mean, it's free on us to people do it around, etc. Alright? But, yeah, when I was growing up, parents were very careful to watch over their children, and if they see them developing skills that were from the opposite sex, they would nip it in the bud. Girls like to call themselves tomboys. Parents will say, listen, you don't play with the girls and do the doll thing and skipping and other things like that. Because you see, they were being prepared for womanhood, motherhood, and the whole lives and so forth. And you don't want them to have, because you see, you only have so much time. Then the rest of the girls have to go to school just as the boys, spend all that time out there. But it needs to be the women who will pass on that woman thing. I don't know what it's talking about, it's pass on. Some people make one enjoy motherhood and being life and so on. I don't know how the discussion go. And the more time they spend on doing other things, like men things, means there's less time they have to do those women things. And it's just normal. I mean, we can discover that womanhood and manhood, a lot of it is cultural, is transmitted through cultural transfer. Cultural transformation. It's not because we're born this way, it's going to just flow. Because if you train up a girl like a girl, I've heard girls talking about they don't know, there's sex in this world or war, so they go up and boys and boys saying that, sex or another war. So they adapt to that sort of attitude. Just they want to hold the cultural talking and so forth, and behaving just like men. And it's a problem. Because what I'm discovering, like the one who say that, I'm the man in the relationship. If you can get her aside and get some, or she say, I miss so good. Because that's what she needs. She don't need putting on enough penis and going trying to buckle up some girl. And the more they do it, the more they're unfulfilled and they're just suffering. And when they meet with a guy and they've got some little loving and stuff, and they feel good, yes, and so women want to drive truck, they want to work behind the car, picking up garbage. It's so unconscionable for men to be allowing women to do stuff like that, join the military. You're making babies, you're the one encouraging people to be peaceful and to get along, and now you're going to kill people. And then you can't come back and be another after that, because it's going to change. You might not even be able to be in a relationship because of the foul plucking. You see that stuff you do, next time you do, I'm going to kick your butt. She'll say, yeah, right. And I'm going to shoot you. So everybody can say, oops, she was in the military, she could really shoot. He say, yeah, I'm just going to rub you back. And he's gone, he's coming back, and so on. or if they have a thing, it's going to be death because not to say that you might slap her and going to slide and come back on a plug, or she going to shoot you while sleeping or whatever. And on the other hand, with men, they discovered that a lot of men are going into women's professions: nursing, elementary teaching, cooking, chef, and so on. And so they're leaving all this construction work and all this heavy lifting stuff for them women. And I'll tell you something, you put your pot in the fire for a woman, you're going to discover that you don't need it. Because you got this woman and she say, I drag this pot in, I can put all the barrels and so on, she's good. And you fire everybody else because she's so good. And you train nobody else to do her job because she's so good. But then she decides to get pregnant. Oops. Or she had a bad PMS or periods kind of bleeding a lot more and so on, and she can't come to work for a couple of days, you know. I mean, women need to do jobs. Well, they have that option, but they could, you know, take 9 months off or whatever they need and so on, and then come back and still be there. And not something that you're depending on every day to come in and to spend the whole day because you should get a call from school. Hey, your child's sick. Did you call my husband? He said, call you. The kids want you. You know, it's like, I got to go, boss. You know what I mean? And so, you know, we're changing rules and mixing things up. And this is a bad time. This is a time not for uncertainties because we don't, well, not we don't. A lot of them haven't looked at the end of service again. All right? Because you might be going through a phase now and fellas taking things light. Hey, boy, we knock it up, eat you out, but you know, like, it's not like fun. I'm gonna try that. No, man, you have to have better rules than that. You have to say, I'm a man, you know, I was made this way and so on, and that, you know, I'm not gonna be a part of that, you know. Oh, so I've seen some guys, some children, and I talk to the mom and say, listen, you have your boys here plaited at the back and well braided like a girl. I say, you know, I think you do this child a disservice. Oh, leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. Well, you know, if he keeps it up and go to school with that, them fellas gonna accept him as some little boy go and start hitting him on his butt. They call him sissy, and then he say, and next thing you know, when he grow up, circumstances change and you start acting like a man. Or down the road, them little childhood experience and come back to him. So, oops, he say, oh, I think I have a girl and you're gonna be a girl, you know. Or same thing with women. They've been doing a whole bunch of sort of things. I see women are doing skateboarding. They're going to practice in skateboarding. They're learning to do dangerous things like men. Riding fast on the road, weightlifting and so on. And they might get married and have some kids. And then they say, oops, come back and go, I think I'm up. Man, she wants to try to be a lesbian. We need to remember that it's not that the women can't do everything. Or if men can't do what women do generally, because you can't make babies and you can't make the next man happy, or do what women will, you know what I mean, and so on. And we have to be careful because, you know, this time of uncertainty, you know, people need to be sure, like, you know, this is it. Because when a guy now does a sex change, which restaurant is he go to? I see out here this transvestite. I don't know if he cut out his penis yet, but we're bringing men up and study to his place. And he has a boyfriend, so two men living together. And when they have a little boy, both of them crying. It's like, oh my, this thing is so ugly, man. And you know what? He's trying to put on dress and all that. And sometimes you go on the road, you see this swirl and dress, you see this was so beautiful. Hey, look at this ugly fella, you know. I was like, oh man, come on, man, you know, just go away, bro. And when you come out here, you know, the love women and trying to go up front to eat first, he's going in the line to eat first. Come on, man, you know, nobody say anything, but it's so ridiculous, you know. So, I mean, people could do what they want, and I'm not going to discriminate against the person who says, well, I'm a man, I'm a girl, I'm treat everybody as a human being. But, I mean, is this the best thing for society today?